You know that our leaders are exchanging visits. So, and of course, after two visits of Prime Minister Modi to Russia, now we have a visit of President Putin to India. I hope soon we'll work out the precise dates of his visit.
Is there any initiative separately going on between India, Russia, and Ukraine? Like, are you accepting India's mediation in this? Can you give me some more clarity? And secondly, I just want to ask, is Russia playing any role in easing the tensions between India and China? Because just ahead of the Kazan meeting, we saw some kind of a closeness building up between India and China.
Starting from the end of your question, I repeat, we are glad that two leaders, leader of India and leader of China, had a possibility to use a soil of Kazan city of Russia, but again, it was a bilateral initiative by India and China, without any interference coming from abroad, from us. So we were just organizers of that summit, and we were trying to ensure that our dear guests like India and China are enjoying the best possible infrastructure and environment. So, and I hope that our guests were satisfied. Besides that, we don't have any role. But of course, being a friend of New Delhi and a friend of Beijing, we are ready to contribute in every possible and every demanded way to normalizations between relationship of between our two friends. Yes, and so about possible mediation between Mr. Modi between Russia and Ukraine. So we don't have any specific plan, any concrete plan. I mean, from A to Z on the agenda, on the table of negotiations. But we know that Mr. Modi is, well, of course, he's got a very, very special, very pragmatic relationship with our President Putin, and that he's also, he maintains contacts with the Ukrainian side. So at least he's able to receive information from first hands. It's very important. It's very important, and thus it gives Prime Minister Modi the possibility to evaluate situation objectively, not under information or propaganda pressure coming from outside.
Thank you.
Well, I hope soon we'll work out the precise dates of his visit. But you know that our leaders are exchanging visits. So, and of course, after two visits of Prime Minister Modi to Russia, now we have a visit of President Putin to India. So we're looking forward for it. We'll start very, very precise preparations for the visit. We attach a very great importance to this context. Right now, I don't have any specific dates.
Thank you. Mr. Rishab Gulati.
President's office are part of a spokesperson's press pool that can speak English. How do we go about interacting with them? How can we actually get interviews on subjects as required in the Indian press?
It's a very good question. Thank you for that. Well, actually, you know, there's a great problem. We don't have any single Indian journalist accredited in Moscow, working in Moscow. I have tons of journalists from the United States, from France, from Great Britain. They're calling my office 10 times a day. They're asking questions 10 times a day, every day, day and night. They're trying to confirm, to reconfirm various information and all that stuff. But we are in a permanent contact with them because this is our job. We are at their service. And we'll be glad if we will be at your service because this is our job. So my office, everyone speaks English. Office of my colleague in the foreign ministry, everyone speaks English there. And of course, we'll be welcoming. We'll be very glad to receive questions, to receive calls from our Indian friends, especially using, for example, your dialogue with RIA Novosti. And RIA Novosti, I have no doubt, will be able to facilitate your contacts with the Russian counterparts.
Thank you, Mr. Peskov. Suhasini, the Hindu.
Well, there are some problems still on the agenda in terms of economic cooperation, and to great extent, there's difficulties. Those problems are interconnected with the pressure coming from the United States, the pressure over India, Indian authorities. We understand that of course in a current economic system, global, it is very hard to withstand this pressure. But nonetheless, we are ready to search together with our Indian friends ways to overcome this illegal pressure to the benefit of our companies, Indian companies and Russian companies. And we have no doubt that jointly we will be able to find a solution. This is number one. Number two, our military cooperation. Well, first of all, it's a good sign of a special character of our bilateral relations, because only countries that are quite close to each other in their bilateral relations can be in such a deep military interaction. Of course, we're speaking about very, very sophisticated systems, high technologies. Every country is looking for the best, for cheaper prices. I'm not a specialist, and it's not my field of specialization, but I have no doubt insisting that our production in that field is the best, and that our production is for affordable prices. So we understand pretty well that India is looking in every possible destination that they purchase the best for better prices. So our production is highly competitive, and we have no doubt that we provide our Indian friends with the best possible technology. Besides that, we have joint production, joint projects in these fields, and we hope that those projects will find their continuation. Delays, you mentioned delays. I don't know the details, unfortunately. We have to speak about every concrete case in that sense. Well, sometimes it happens, but I repeat, as a result, India is getting the best for a best possible price.
Thank you. Some more questions.
Number one, we have an agreement between Korea and the Russian Federation of cooperation, of partnership, and so on and so forth. And there is a fourth article of this statement mentioning a possibility and necessity of each country extending help in case of aggression coming from outside. So we will be ready to assist our Korean friends defending their interests should they be a subject of aggression, and they're ready to do the same with us. So it's a mutual help, mutual benefits for the sake of the people of two countries. It's quite a normal practice in international relationship to to have these kind of agreements between countries that shares quite a long joint border. You know that Korea is our very, very close neighbor. This is number one. So, of course, under the statements of the mentioned agreement, we are determined to develop our bilateral relationship with Korea in every possible field. In every possible field. And about Korean military on our territory, it's rather a question for our military, for our defense ministry. We're trying not to speak about issues directly linked to military action, because this is not our field of specialization. Thank you.